But of course, the Israeli Palestinian conflict isn't just contained over there. If there's a conflict, well, there's a conflict, right? Whatever. And this area of the world has always been at war. These tribes fighting each other for land, for virgins, for food and resources, for the water. You name it. For religion. So why are we so invested in this? Why? Back in my college years, we had the Muslim Student Union, and we had the Jewish club. Forgot their name, but it was I don't know. I don't know what the actual name was, but it was a Jewish group, and they were at each other's throats, throwing cinder blocks at each other, manifestations, demonstrations, and then they had this display of this wall that interrupted the flow of traffic, made me late to my class, by the way. And I'm like, why should I care? This thing's going on 4,000 miles away. Why are you bringing all this drama to our country? This is not our shit. This is not our business. But it is, obviously. We're so invested in Israel. Get out of here. Get a life. Get a fucking life. Seriously. It makes me sick when I see these people. They're mentally challenged. They have no other... these are people that need a cause. And without a cause, they're nothing. They need an identity. We are in America, okay? If you want to handle your business about Israel, you care so much about Israel or Palestine, or go over there and fight those wars. You really care about that? Well, go to the gun shop and buy some ammo and a lot of rifles and AK-47s. Buy an air ticket and fly over there and fight those wars yourself. Why are you over here in our country bringing this bullshit along with you, all this baggage? If you escape the Middle East, take a deep breath, say thank you, God, that I leave the cesspool of bullshit and war and disparity that is the Middle East, and I'm here in one of the best countries in the world, where at least there's no internal conflict or civil war or anything like that going on, right? Well, the reactionaries, they will love a civil war. That's what they want. But no, they have to bring the conflict over here. They have to say, we have an issue. We have an axe to grind. What the hell's the matter with you, people? Get over it. When I say something, always, when I open my mouth, when I say, people always tell me, Jose, grow up, get over it, you have a pet issue. Fuck you. That's what they tell me, right? Well, now, when I say this, because it's not the only time that I said this, I have been saying this for a long time, and people tell me and foam at the mouth, and then they get so desperate. They say, "Oh, Jose, shut up, like fuck, like, they tell me to shut up, and yet, when I tell them to please, what's the meaning of this? Why are you bringing this to my attention? How does this affect me? Well, in a way it does, because our government is so invested in the Israeli conflict. It does affect me because my tax dollars go over there. Evidently. It's funny that we pay for this war in the Middle East through foreign aid that we give to Israel, and we are not able to question it, because if you question it, you are Satan. And not only that, it has affected the gay community. Yeah, it's not just the colleges and the universities and the high schools and community centers, and it's now this conflict, this thing that shouldn't be an issue for the gay community. Yeah, you might be a gay Palestinian, then maybe you have an issue, or a gay Israeli, maybe you have an issue. But then now the gays the gay community is being dragged into this bullshit. Now here's a news article. It really ticked me off. You know, we're supposed to be united. We don't care about what side you're on, Palestine or pro-Israel. I don't care. That's your issue. If that's your pet project, fine. People have hobbies. I agree. Fly to Israel and fight the war yourself. Don't bring it over here. Why do you want to bring that over here? Why does the gay community need more drama? Well, I mean, we already have enough problems as it is. But oh, here it is. LGBT Center lifts moratorium after barring showman. Now, let me read you the article. In a February 15th statement, New York's Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, and Transgender Community Center says it is lifting the moratorium on renting to groups that organize around the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. No, you know what? If I was the director of that center, I would be like, well, you know what? Fuck you people. The hell does it matter with you? Don't bring... I mean, this conflict is not just contained in the Middle East. You know, that's where it is. Now it's over here. Now it's inside a gay and lesbian center. Look at that bullshit. It's inside of a... Yeah, now we're going to have settlements inside the gay center. Israeli settlements. Oh, God. No, ban them. Ban them. Say, you know what? You people, you know, if you guys cannot get along, if you guys are going to be bickering, you know, we don't want this in our backyard. We don't want this here. Go to the Israeli center or the Palestinian center or whatever. You know, go to a mosque or something. Why is this, you know, now they're bringing the conflict to the gay and lesbian center, like inside. Why? What do we get out of this? Nothing. More drama, blood pressure rising, and people just getting angry. The lifting of the moratorium comes in the wake of the center's decision to bar author Sarah Schulman from an appearance in which she planned to discuss her new book, Israel, Palestine, and the Queer International. What kind of book is that? I don't know. I mean, fine. If you want to talk about queer culture, whatever, you know, whatever that means, in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, that would be interesting, maybe. But then, that's one thing. When you write about it and you tell us a story, but it's a different thing that you bring the actual conflict to us. And now we're part of it now. Now we're involved. And before that, says the article, the banning of queers against Israeli apartheid and Siege Busters Working Group, an organization who opposed Israel's naval blockade of the Gaza Strip. And this has to do with gay people. You want to say, oh, Jose, there's gay people in the Gaza Strip and Israel. Yeah, I know. But the war, or the conflict that's been going on for thousands of years, has never been about homosexuality. What the fuck does this have to do with us? Schulman's reading was to coincide with Israeli Apartheid Week, which organizers say would include discussions of Israel's apartheid policies towards Palestinians and promote the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement against Israel. There is yet no confirmation that Schulman's appearance is back on schedule. The center has issued new space use guidelines. What next? Are we going to have the gay KKK group try to rent space at the center? What next? I mean, why are you bringing your issues to us? You know, I mean, I don't get it. Now I understand why CPAC, well, not really. We know how they busted GoProud's balls. But they were conservative, though. I mean, GoProud was a conservative group, so they were part of the conservative movement. That's what they believe. But here, I mean, if you really look at it objectively, what else could it be but conflict enabling? I mean, that's what it is. I mean, this is just provocation for a conflict. Like, it's not enough that you already are fighting over there. Now you have to bring it over here to us, so we are dragged into it because, it's not enough that we just hear about it. Now we have to be a part of it. The groups wishing to use space at the center must agree to and sign a pledge of non-discrimination. The pledge reads, in consideration of the provision of space for fee at the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community center, I represent and affirm that our group is non-discriminatory and does and will treat all individuals and groups equally without regard to actual or perceived race, creed, color, national origin, religious background or affiliation, orientation, pregnancy, age, height, or weight. Well, height or weight. So does that mean that we cannot have a diabetes awareness day, or can't have a diet and exercise program at the center because that's considering alienating those who are obese? I mean, what the hell's this? And then the sexual orientation part is kind of funny too because it's supposed to be a gay center. Okay, fine, straight people are allowed to come in. I'm not going to be that picky. And it continues. Height or weight, alienage or citizenship status, past, present, or future disability or condition, including physical, like HIV and AIDS, intellectual, learning disability, or psychiatric, veteran or military status, marital or partnership status, or any other protected status in accordance with federal, state, or local laws. We recognize that respecting individual dignity, achieving equality, and promoting intergroup harmony, like if the Israelis and the Palestinians really want intergroup harmony, please. These people are delusional. And promoting intergroup harmony are the responsibilities of all people, including our group. We reject hatred and will not engage in acts of expression of hatred directed to any person or persons or group. Our group will work in good faith to affirm and abide by these principles in all our activities and affairs. I understand the Center reserves the right to revoke any use of its facilities by a user group in the event that such group fails to affirm or abide by these principles. All right, well, I don't know what this will do. My college, my alma mater, they tried to get these groups to stop fighting, and they got all these, I don't know what it was, but it was some sort of like detente. I don't know what it was. Some agreement that they signed, and they're not going to throw each other cinder blocks or kick each other's asses anymore or do any of this crap, vandalize property and all that. And they didn't abide by it. There was still a lot of violence. Cars got vandalized and damaged. All because of a slither of land somewhere 4,000 miles away. The hell? People are so fucking neurotic these days. And they say that we gay people are dysfunctional? Really? Really? The dysfunction is coming at us. We're being under attack here by dysfunction. I mean, in reality, look at it this way. The people in the Middle East and those areas, they're dysfunctional. They cannot function. They cannot govern themselves. They cannot live civilized lives. They have to destroy things. They're destructive. They're self-destructive. They kill themselves. They bomb people and everything. What the hell? And then they engage with Al-Qaeda, created by the CIA, working with the Americans, and then you're all anti-American. You're stupid. I mean, the people over there in the Middle East are pretty stupid. Not all of them, but some of them are. Pretty dumb. And you know how we get criticized because we have rednecks in America? Well, those people over there are dumber. Believe me. And very, very naive. Very naive people. Yeah, we had the color revolution, the spring, the Arab Spring and all that bullshit. Now what happened? Libya's and, is in shattered pieces. Egypt is destroyed by a dictator now, a real dictator. And people in Egypt are not getting their proper, shall we say, entitlements, like cooking oil and water and all that. So now they, and bread. Now they're getting all pissed. Yeah, I looked at these issues in the Middle East. I study them. I review them. It's not my thing really, but in reality, what does that have to do with the Gay Lesbian Center? I mean, it's like me. There's an issue with the state of Durango, where my parents are from, with my family roots, and then I want to rent a room at the Gay Lesbian Center to discuss the issue. Why? What does that have to do with the gay community? Nothing. Oh well, there are gays in there are gays in Durango, but so what? There are gays everywhere. Unless there's something going on with gay people in that state, then we can discuss it. But please. In a statement, the center also says it does not endorse the views of any groups to which it rents space. We adamantly believe in and defend free speech and the open exchange of ideas, but we deplore the rhetoric of hate and bigotry. Well, that's a really tough thing to balance right there. All right. I mean, that's a blatant contradiction. Free speech, but no hate speech. Like those people who say, oh, well, if you criticize gay people, that's free speech. If you say anything racist, that's hate speech. What do you mean? You're either in favor of free speech or you're not. In a joint statement of their own, NYC Council Speaker Kristen Quinn, now the Speaker of the City Council in New York, now she's involved in this, right? She's running for mayor. Duh. Next, who? Barney Frank's gonna get involved. Then Rachel Maddow. Then Rosie O'Donnell might tweet something, Golly. In a joint statement of their own, New York City Council Speaker Kristen Quinn, New York State Assembly Member Deborah Glick, New York State Senator Brad Holyman, and New York City Council Member Jimmy Van Bramer say they support the center's new guidelines. They say I think this is what's going on. These people the Israeli lobby basically twisted their arms. I mean, that's what happened. Now the Israeli lobby is attacking us. Now they are after gay people now. They are after our community. You don't fall in line with the Israeli agenda, we'll force you to go. We'll make you. Even though, it's not really our issue. We don't care either way. Now, if you support Israel, fine. I don't care. Support Israel. Fine. Go on your website or blog and forum and masturbate to the Star of David. I don't give a shit. But don't bring it to us. I go to the Gay Lesbian Center to do some community work, and I don't want to hear your bullshit. Please. We have enough problems with... the community center was there to deal with the problems of the gay community. And now you're going to bring us more? That has nothing to do with our work? Fucking degenerates, these people. They say the organization's decision, blah, blah, blah. It's the correct approach. However, they say they reject attempts by any organization to use the center to delegitimize Israel and promote an anti-Israel agenda. There you go. That's AIPAC right there. We adamantly oppose any and all efforts to inappropriately inject the center into politics. That's what you're doing! You're twisting the arm of the Gay Lesbian Center to admit these rebel rousers, these provocateurs into the center. The Gay Lesbian Center has nothing. The gay people have nothing to do with the conflict that's going on in the Middle East. The only thing that's going on in the Middle East is that gay people are being executed and having their heads chopped off. That's all we see. You want to discuss that? Well, let's discuss that then. Oh, they're not going to like that because most of that is going on in the Palestinian side. And then we see Israel doing their shit. I mean, they're not innocent at all. But, like, I can come out here right now and give you all these examples of how both sides are really degenerated. And I'm going to, maybe one day I'll do that, but I don't know if I should do that. It's going to be very, very, I think, very controversial. We adamantly oppose any and all efforts to inappropriately inject. So there's an appropriate way to inject the center into politics that are not the core of their important mission. We vehemently oppose the absurd accusations by some groups that Israel is engaged in a so-called pink washing. That's what maybe they are. And if somebody comes out and says, you know what, there's pink washing going on by the Israeli lobby, then they have a right to say so, right? I mean, it's not disrespect. It's not defamation against the Israeli people. If you are engaging in pink washing, then, then we'll discuss it. What's wrong with discussing it? It's blasphemy. In an interview with BuzzFeed, Shulman accuses the Israeli government of cynically manipulating the hard-won gains of the LGBT movement in Israel to use them to whitewash or pinkwash the occupation. She says many people mistakenly see events like gay pride parades as signs of modernity. Well, I don't know if it's a sign of being modern or not. I mean, there are gay pride parades in India. It doesn't mean that's modernized. There are gay prides in Nepal. There was even a gay pride in Uganda. there was a little parade a few blocks. Doesn't mean it's modernized. I don't know. I just don't want to really get into it that much. But, but when you bring it into our home, into our room, into our space, I'm sorry, I'm gonna discuss it. And, I'm gonna say things that you may not like. But they need to be said. That's it. End of story.